All right, hello to another edition of Ask Octopus, where your Octopus customer success team answers your questions that we hear from the community, that we see in our community Slack, or that we get from the customers we've talked with. I'm Ryan Russo, and I've got Bob and Derek with me. How are you guys doing?
I'm good, Ryan. I'm good, thanks. It's Friday. It's always good.
I like Friday.
Same here. I'm good. It's like you said, it's Friday. Looking forward to the weekend.
A little jealous of Derek because he's a little bit later into his Friday than we are.
Yeah, that's true.
This is pretty much my last thing on a Friday, so as soon as this wrapped up, I'm out the door.
Oh, that's nice. A good way to end it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not like it's not like you really have far to go home. I mean,
it's basically like, ooh, and then we're back.
Yeah.
that long commute.
Yeah. Yeah, my wife is not amused when I do that joke when I walk by her. I'm like, oh, walking to work, and then I yell from my office, I'm at work. She's like, that's not funny.
Yeah, similar experience.
All right. So my question this week is, this is one of the questions you can answer what I'm going to show, and it's what's new in this version of Octopus. There's other questions that could have been formed. This was like, what version of Octopus did this feature get added? What version? I'm on this version. What do I have to worry about if I upgrade to this next version? I know this comes up a lot. We see this, probably weekly, or use this page weekly. Bob and Derek, you probably have an idea what I'm about to jump into.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, let's jump into it. I use it a lot just because it's such a useful resource, and I wanted to show it today just in case there's people out there that don't realize that it's there, because it's so useful. It's so nice of a tool. So let's just get to it. If you go to our homepage and you click on resources and you go to our downloads page. So you're probably seeing this because if you're downloading the new version, you're downloading a trial, something like that, you're going to end up here. If you're getting a tentacle to install on a new target, you're coming and downloading. But what you may miss sometimes are these little links. What's new in the LTS version? What's new in the Fastlane version? And that's what I want to show. If you click on this link, it takes you to this page where you can compare releases, and it will default based on which link you click to basically what's new in that specific version. So for today, 2019.4.7 is the latest version. What's new since the last 3.3 release? And he'll actually go through, explain any breaking changes that were in the previous releases. And then for every point release, you can actually see the changes that were included and link to the GitHub issues that were related to those changes. So it's a really nice way to just go in and see what's in there. But one use I have for it is, especially if a customer's like, hey, I'm seeing this weird behavior, I'm on this version. It's a real quick way. If they're saying, hey, I'm on 2019.4.5, you can just come in and change the start and end points. So you could say, okay, well, what's everything that changed in those versions? So if you see, maybe you would see like, oh, there's one of these items was a fix that was released, and you say, oh, you've run into a bug. If you updated this version, then that's the one that fixes it.
Yeah, that works out great, except when it's like, I'm on Octopus 3.13.7. What's the difference between that and the current version? I'm like, well, you got about an hour.
you got a lot of reading to do.
Exactly.
Download that page, take it on the airplane with you wherever you're going. Maybe some.
What I really like is we also like in cases where it's a breaking change or it's a major change. So when we went from like 2018, I think it was 12 to 2019.1, that was spaces, and so that was quite a big change. And so you could actually see all the big changes. So like we do a really good job of showing you what that would look like.
Yeah, let's just go ahead and show that. So yeah, if you go in, you can see. So first of all, we get the release notes for the beginning version, 2018-12. Mm-hmm. But then if we come into the 2019-1, like Bob mentioned, a lot of release notes, because this was the Spaces release. We changed the API, we changed the permissions model, breaking changes. It actually goes through and details what all of those changes are. So yeah, definitely if you're doing upgrades, especially if you're doing like a major upgrade from one major version to the next, or if you're several minor versions behind, it's always good to go in and look and see if there are any breaking changes or anything that you would be worried about. But what's nice is it actually goes all the way back to some of the oldest versions of Octopus. So you could go all the way back to like version 0.9.
Good Lord.
Yeah, no, you may probably it may be interesting just from like a knowledge standpoint to see what it is, but you can go back to like an older versions like 3.03. It's going to reload the page now, but because we do have a lot of customers that are still on some older versions. So if they wanted to go in and see like if there was something specific, so like if you wanted to go from 3.3 to 3.17, you could see what all those changes were. This actually, and this is why I brought this question up this week, was we had a customer in the community Slack that asked about a specific feature in one of the 3 dot versions, and I had to come use this page because I was like, man, it's been a long time since I've been in the 3.0 of Octopus. So I came in and chased it down and was able to give him an answer as to which version related to, like, around the version he's in had what he was looking for.
I had someone recently on 1.6. I was like, dude, you've got so much scrolling to do. So it was like, it came here and it was just like the amount of changes, really great. But it was just so useful because it just puts it in that just a single list. You can take it all through, but there's that many breaking changes. It's like, maybe you should just start again. It was with that 1.6, it was interesting because this goes back before even I was using it, back in 2012-13. So useful.
Yeah, I would imagine that's basically 3 completely new products almost at that point. It's, if you're thinking of it like a car, that's 3 model years basically, or 3 redesigns. Like I know with cars, they do a redesign like every 3 or 4 years. It's almost like a complete redesign, 3 redesigns almost.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's a bunch of stuff in there. There was there was a bunch of UI rewrites. There was 2.0, which introduced the API first architecture. There was I think 3.0, we moved from RavenDB to SQL Server.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's like each one of those big milestones, there was something there that had a lot of release notes. So yeah, definitely a useful tool if you're sitting there and you're like, if you got one of these questions you want to answer, like, hey, I want to look at upgrading to the new version. We're like 6 months behind. What are the changes? This page is great. If you're looking for specifically, you're running into some weird behavior and you're wondering if it's a bug or not, this could help maybe track it down and see if like, oh yeah, maybe you've just run into something that was fixed recently. Great resource that I think hasn't had its moment in the spotlight yet. So I wanted to highlight it this week. All right, so that is it for me this week. So if you have an interesting question, we have a form at hello.octopus.com/askoctopus that you can fill out. Feel free to email support if you have any questions, and we'll definitely get an answer back to you, and we may highlight your question on a future episode. And please do join us in Slack, join our community. It's a great place to join in conversations, ask questions, and help each other out. You'll find Bob, Derek, and I there frequently. All right. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Bob and Derek, for joining me today.
Yep. So long.
Yep.
Yeah.